Now on 4 News Now at 6, catastrophic fires rage on for the 4th day in the inland Northwest. Team coverage on Spokane County's state of emergency.
Rain is on the way to help our firefighters, plus when you can breathe a little easier with smoke clearing in your first alert forecast.
And the I-90 detour nightmare is over. See how crews work to get the interstate reopened. You're watching 4 News Now at 6. Nearly 4,000 people forced to evacuate can return to their homes in Medical Lake tonight. Higher humidity and cooler temperatures are helping firefighters control hot spots at the Gray Fire. It is still active and only 10% contained. Near Elk, Washington, crews are focused on protecting homes. Now with the help of aircraft, since visibility has improved, the Oregon Road fire is proving more challenging for firefighters who are dealing with steep terrain. It is a state of emergency in Spokane County and firefighters are stretched thin. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kirsten O'Connor, joined by our chief meteorologist, Chris Crocker, with some good news for those crews on the fire lines.
Well, as you mentioned, the cooler temperatures, the higher humidity. Now, if we could just add some rain to go along with it. Taking a look at our satellite and radar, we have been very close to getting some precipitation, but it has stayed to the south and east, coming almost to the Spokane County border, but we're seeing that falling across the LC Valley into the central panhandle. Taking a look now at our forecast radar, starting off at our current time, our hopes for evening precipitation seem to dry out. However, as we get into the overnight, we have another round of wet weather coming in and a better chance to see some rain, possibly some thunderstorms tomorrow morning. Here's 9 o'clock tomorrow morning with some heavier precipitation before we begin drying out again. Our chance of rain throughout the day tomorrow up to 80% at 7, 8, 9 o'clock. Then it goes down to 60% and then finally really tapers off tomorrow evening. As Kirsten mentioned, we do have some clearer air. Our air quality has improved just in the last hour. We've gone from unhealthy to unhealthy for sensitive groups in Spokane. Up around Green Bluff, Coeur d'Alene, and Hayden Lake are in the moderate range. And we've got some of those coveted green squares on Turnbull National Wildlife Refuge, Rosalia, and St. Mary's. And some of that clearer air is still pushing its way further to the north. However, with those fires still going, we're going to be battling our air quality for a while. Here is something that doesn't show up on the radar, but which is really helping firefighters. Our relative humidity right now, 63% in Cheney, 57% at the airport, 58% at Fairchild Air Force Base. Now, these numbers compared to low single digits on Friday. We are as low as 4% on Friday, and that is a big help, again, along with those temperatures. Meanwhile, in your Tuesday planner, we're still going to be battling our air quality off and on throughout the day, particularly in the morning. But we have a chance of showers through about 3 o'clock, a high temperature of 74 degrees. That's almost 10 degrees below average. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast. Kirsten.
Thank you, Chris. It was a better night for crews on the Gray Fire. Firefighters in Medical Lake are checking on hot spots now where homes are left in ruins. The good news is evacuations have been downgraded to level 1 for the north part of Medical Lake and northeasternmost side of this zone on your screen. And that means nearly 4,000 people can return to their homes in Medical Lake tonight. Our Jordan Smith is live in Medical Lake. He just found out this good news in the last couple of hours. Jordan.
Yeah, you mentioned it. After a grueling 4 days, close to 4,000 residents can come home, and some of them had some pretty close calls to return to. Take a look at this property we're standing next to. You can see how close these flames burned up to this property, scorching this apple tree here behind me. And look at the burn marks on this building here, right up onto the home. Very close call, but unfortunately some homes here to our left, those were lost to the flames. But as you mentioned, everything north of Campbell Road, pretty much everything this way is now back in level 1 evacuations. It's not quite everybody here in Medical Lake, but it is a really good start. And this is a remarkable turnaround from what we saw on Friday when these flames forced close to 5,000 people from their homes. North of 500 fire crews have been working on the Gray Fire, and meantime, dozens of utility workers have been working around the clock, clearing out those broken power lines, gas leaks, and trees that posed a threat. And some of those utility workers were working to bring back power despite losing homes of their own.
The impacts are great. We actually have one of our linemen that lost one of his outbuildings, and he's active. I just saw him 10 minutes ago. He's helping restore services to the community here in Medical Lake. Yeah, it's, this is a tough situation out here. People have lost a lot. I think we're all thankful for what we have. And, I'll say to this lineman, he knows this community, and I think he wants to see it get restored.
And there was a lot of helping hands trying to get this power restored. And as people do return home here tonight, they will have full access to water, power, and sewage. And it's the first good news I think Medical Lake residents have heard in the last couple of days here. So we're happy to report that. But Sheriff John Knowles does report here that weather can change rather sporadically. This fire is still very much active right now. So those evacuation levels could be subject to change. But for now, I think we're really enjoying that good news, those people moving back into their homes tonight. Kirsten?
Absolutely. Live in Medical Lake for us tonight. Thank you, Jordan. For people who live near Elk and the Oregon Road fire, it's been days of agony, wondering if they have homes to return to. Those go now evacuation orders still in place for a large area in North Spokane County tonight. First responders asking homeowners to stay out of the danger zone so they can work safely to get the flames under control. Getting air support on these fires has not been easy, but it's a huge tool for fire crews. And our Peter Choi has spent the last 2 days in Elk covering the Oregon Road fire. Peter, some signs of hope there tonight, but not in the clear just yet.
Yeah, that's right, Kirsten. We saw actually the multiple aircraft flying above and making drops in this on this fire, and they're making drops, and this is very important role for this particular fire because the DNR says some of the burning areas are very steep, making it difficult for crews to handling this fire. And I spoke with David Henkel, who lost his home in this fire, and tonight he's one of many who had to go through this tragedy. And walking through now burn piles, David Henkel says, can't believe this is the reality now. And last Friday, the wildfire completely wiped out everything he owned for years, including the car he and his brother built for his dad.
People will ask you questions. Oh yeah, I got that, and then your brain goes, no, you don't. Everything's gone. So.
Henkel says it's overwhelming to face this tragedy, but he said he stays hopeful. And just like the way he built the car for his dad, he will start from the beginning. And here at Country Church, an Open Bible is providing meals and a place to stay overnight. So if you're watching this right now, resources are available for you at this site. Live in Elk, Peter Choi, 4 News 9.
Peter, thank you. We've been bringing you the latest information on these fires since Friday afternoon during our newscasts on our website and through the 4 News Now app, where we send breaking news alerts on evacuation orders, live updates from the fire lines, and looks at the destruction left behind. You can download our app now on your phone. Just go to the App Store and search KXLY. That way you do not miss updates that are important to you. We still have a lot more to cover tonight on 4 News Now at 6. Firefighters working tirelessly through heavy smoke, wind, and flames. See how they manage the mental and physical stress of trying to save their community. Plus, the news drivers waited all weekend to hear. Interstate 90 is back open. We'll show you what it took to clear Spokane County's busiest road after the break.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
26 years strong.
What's in a name? A question that has never had more relevance. First American Title has been rebranded to Flying S Title and Escrow. Since 1905, we've been helping people protect their property rights. When the time comes to choose a title insurance and escrow company, the choice is clear: Flying S Title and Escrow. Idaho's longest operating, family-owned title and escrow company is now Flying S Title and Escrow. We're not new, but our name is.
The new double pepperoni Crazy Crust pizza is so nice, we pepperonied it twice. With classic and old world pepperoni, sprinkled with toasted cheeses and garlic parm crust you've gotta see in slow-mo. Available for $8.99 only at Little Caesars.
Pizza. Set summer in motion with the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet. Like the CR-V and the Accord, both with available hybrid powertrains, designed to deliver more thrilling performance and more innovative tech. Make every adventure more electrifying with Honda, the most awarded brand in Car and Driver 10 Best history. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on the next task. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXOY.com to nominate it. 4 News Now Extreme Team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
You look groovy today. Look at you.
Next live, Salma Hayek Pino plus RuPaul.
I feel very like church in the 80s.
Watch live tomorrow at 9, right after GMA.
Despite the cape, Tom here has no actual superpowers. He just entered the Super Sevens giveaway at Northern Quest. Now he's got a shot at $77,777 this month and a Yukon Denali next month. So naturally, he feels super. And we're feeling lucky he's not in a full spandex bodysuit. The Super Sevens giveaway at Northern Quest. Get your free entries daily. Details at northernquest.com.
WashDOT crews busy today taking down hazardous trees along I-90 to reopen the interstate. After days of closures because of the Gray Fire, tonight I-90 is now fully open. Our Natalie Grant shows us what went into getting traffic moving again on the busiest road in Spokane County.
Well, Kirsten, I-90's reopening was a welcomed sight for many who have been navigating the detours caused by the Gray Fire. And today's crews worked to make sure things were safe before letting drivers back on the road.
Slow, very slow.
Sue Davenport was one of many drivers who found themselves in traffic backups caused by I-90 detours.
I wasn't really thinking about it because I had to get home today anyway.
But just after 2 o'clock, the traffic began to clear as both directions of I-90 reopened after being closed for the last 4 days. Ryan Overton with Washington's Department of Transportation said on Monday morning opening I-90 was a huge priority. But first, they had to clear trees, just like this one, that could pose a danger.
Yesterday we had several trees that randomly fell onto the roadway, so today cleaning those up in coordination with them and then taking down trees that are further an issue for the traveling public.
And as you drive down I-90, you can clearly see the scars from the Gray Fire now, especially near Medical Lake.
It's roughly a 13-mile stretch. There's a lot of trees that line up on I-90. There's a lot of charring in that area.
But Overton assures that the roadway is safe for everyone.
There's a lot of smoldering areas, still some active flames in spots. So getting those kind of tampered down so that way there aren't further issues once I-90 is open to where we might have to potentially close it again. We're trying to avoid that as well.
Now, WashDOT would also like to remind people that while I-90 is now fully opened, they're still asking people to be cautious while driving in the area and to not park on the shoulder if you can avoid it. Reporting in studio, Natalie Grant, 4 News Now.
It is not exactly calm across the region, but winds are generally less than 15 miles per hour, and that's the way it will continue unless we see those thunderstorms. Then we could see some stronger gusts, a mixed blessing. I will be back to tell you about the odds of that wet weather showing up after the break.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Move Fitness. Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
These guys will buy our house without even seeing it.
Online buyers use algorithms to treat every seller the same. We work with you personally. We Buy Ugly Houses customizes every purchase to every seller's needs. Call or click to sell quick.
Are you ready to step into the future of transportation? At Bill's Heating and AC, we're here to power your journey with convenient electric vehicle charging solutions. Take advantage of incredible tax credits and incentives available right now for EV charger installations. Our expert team can install chargers compatible with most makes or models of electric vehicles. Contact us now to learn more about our EV charger installations. Together, let's drive towards a cleaner and greener world.
Zero-Res doesn't just clean carpets. We also clean area rugs, upholstery, tile and grout, and more. Basically, anything you, your kids, or your pets can ruin, with Zero-Res, you can have nice things again. Zero-Res, a smarter, lasting clean.
Still catching feelings, hey. You feel like summer, baby, dancing in the lobby. Still catching feelings for you. Feels for you. Feelings for you. Feelings for you. You feel like summer, baby. Still catching feelings for you.
Start your day with Good Morning Northwest and
Good Morning America.
At Findlay Downtown Toyota, we have some of the best inventory we've had in years, including an entire city block full of used recent trade-ins, lease returns, and special purchases. Plus, all vehicles come with a 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty. And if you're looking for a new truck, SUV, or Camry, Toyota's got new inventory rolling in with great financing options. So make it a summer to remember and stop by Findlay Downtown Toyota today.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
These guys will buy our house without even seeing it.
Online buyers use algorithms to treat every seller the same. We work with you personally. We Buy Ugly Houses customizes every purchase to every seller's needs. Call or click to sell quick.
Take a look at your screen. This is just a glimpse of what firefighters are up against in the Oregon Road fire. This video taken from a Spokane Valley fire engine as they were tasked with trying to keep the fire from jumping Blanchard Road early Saturday morning. It is a lot that those crews are up against, and we thank them for all of their hard work.
Oh, that is just terrifying video. I am happy to tell you that the weather is going to join in the firefight. We have rain showers coming overnight, 58 for an overnight low. It's going to be cool again tomorrow. Showers and possible thunderstorms, high of 74. That is helpful. It is also helpful with our air quality right now, seeing some improvement from south to north, but we still have plenty of areas from Omak along the east slopes of the Cascades and down into the Blue Mountains in the very unhealthy range. Bonners Ferry, Sandpoint in the unhealthy range, as well as right up around the fire in Elk, the Oregon Road fire. Here's a look at our smoke forecast starting off at our current time. And we're not going to be smoke free by any means as long as fires are still continuing to burn. Here is 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, though. We are not in those dark pinks and reds that we have been the last few days. Light to moderate smoke expected, except right around the areas where we are seeing the fire activity, and that will continue to be the case off and on through Tuesday. So not a completely clear sky, and there may be times, especially in the morning, where we are in that unhealthy range, but hopefully the days of hazardous air quality are behind us. Here's a look at our forecast radar now. We are seeing another round of wet weather coming overnight. Here's 8 o'clock tomorrow morning and the potential for some isolated thunderstorms tomorrow as well. Don't be surprised if you hear a rumble of thunder. And of course, firefighters will be pinpointing those lightning strikes, making sure there are no additional fire starts. And then we keep that chance of rain going off and on through most of the day before we dry out more substantially tomorrow evening. And we are going to stay dry for a while. Meanwhile, because of the path of that precipitation, there is a flood watch in effect through Tuesday night for the area shaded in green on your screen. However, so far the precipitation through that area has been disappointing in general, less than 1/10 of an inch, but we are adding to it. Our chance of rain tomorrow, 80%. Best chance will be in the morning. Then it goes down. We're dry Wednesday, Thursday. A glimmer of hope for some rain on Friday, and then we're going to dry out again heading into Saturday and Sunday. Overnight lows tonight will be down in the 50s and 60s. A nice cool day for firefighters tomorrow with temperatures in the mid-70s, 71 in Pullman, 81 tomorrow in Lewiston. Your planning forecast, we are drying out for Wednesday and Thursday, 83 on Thursday. Slight chance of showers Friday, and then we are back into some hot weather Sunday and Monday with high temperatures back up in the lower 90s. I'll be back with your 8 to 14 day forecast, searching for more rain. That's in just a few minutes. Kirsten?
Thank you, Chris. Well, school districts and colleges canceled outdoor practices again today as we've been dealing with that smoke in the air. Local pools were also closed, and the Sky Ride in downtown Spokane will be still until that air quality improves. We are tracking the air for you and the closures right along with you, keeping a running list of events that are canceled or postponed on KXLY.com. Make sure to check it out. Many families who left their homes may not even know if it's damaged or standing, if they need to file an insurance claim. Hear what insurance companies want you to do now. And firefighters are stretched thin in our county. See how crews battling the gray fire are managing their mental and physical health after the break.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Are you ready for some fun? Come to the North Idaho Fair, where there are acres of fun for everyone. From thrilling concerts to heart-pumping monster truck shows. It's all here. Exciting rides, games, and delicious food. Don't forget about the rodeo, where you can watch cowboys and cowgirls show off their skills. There's a jetpack water stunt show, pig racing, as well as magicians, hypnotists, and more to keep you entertained. Bring the kids to Adventureland. They'll enjoy a petting zoo and hands-on farming experiences. The North Idaho Fair has something for everyone. So come join us for acres of fun.
This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. You can go farther, tow more, and bring along everyone you love. Your road to happiness begins in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT TurboMax pickups, or get $6,000 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Start living your life to the fullest by living simply in a tiny home from Portable Cedar Cabins. Less is truly more with all the amenities and comforts of a traditional home with a much smaller footprint. Each home is custom built and ready for you to move in and start enjoying the little things in life, including financial freedom. Homes from Portable Cedar Cabins are about half the price of the competition and about a quarter of the cost of a traditional home. Contact Portable Cedar Cabins today. Your worry-free tiny home is waiting for you just north of Spirit Lake, Idaho on Highway 41.
Backyard barbecues, family gatherings, now is the best time to visit Jacobs Custom Living. New furniture has arrived, and Jacobs really has the largest and most varied inventory ever. Comfortable lounge furniture, elegant outdoor dinner sets, umbrellas, and much more. Hurry in and experience for yourself the high-quality outdoor furniture at Jacobs Custom Living that will make your deck, patio, or cabin a wonderful place for gatherings all summer long. On Sprague, just east of Sullivan.
You got the shoes?
Oh, yeah.
I'd just been judged for so long. It was taking past pain and converting it into something optimistic and celebratory. It brought up so many real emotions. It got me. The idea behind the video was to show strength and power, even through heartbreak.
4 News Now is brought to you by Circling Raven Golf Club.
The images are heartbreaking. Lives changed forever by 2 devastating Spokane County wildfires. Hundreds of structures have burned, thousands of acres. But tonight, our community is strong and supporting those in need. Spokane County is under a state of emergency. Crews fighting the gray fire since Friday start and end their days at Cheney Middle School. They're working tirelessly through the heavy smoke, wind, and flames. Our Marissa Rio shows us how they are managing the mental and physical stress of trying to save what's left of the Medical Lake community.
Fire crews say the gray fire is a tough and challenging fire to fight. After long shifts, they come here and they either sleep in tents or they sleep inside classrooms. Managing stress can be tough. A fire information officer says sometimes they'll even have therapy puppies come in to help. Firefighters are working up to 16-hour shifts trying to put the gray fire out. The morning crew begins at 6 a.m. and goes back to Cheney Middle School at about 10 p.m. After their shifts, they eat, shower, and try to get some rest. A fire information officer says it's like managing a small city.
The goal is to provide those firefighters with the needed rest and food and supplies they need to be able to do the job out there. It can be pretty taxing physically and mentally when you're out working in these areas, when you're dealing with incidents where structures or lives have been lost. That creates a lot of stress. So we actually have some folks here. It's called CISM, Complex Incident Stress Management.
The CISM team are here at Cheney Middle School every day to talk with firefighters who are feeling the stress mentally. The fire chief of Spokane Fire District 3 says when things are at their worst, firefighters have the opportunity to be their best. Fire crews are doing everything that they can to put this fire out as quickly as they can. Reporting in Cheney, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
Marissa, thank you. Well, fire crews are still asking everyone to stay out of the level 3 evacuation zones at the Gray Fire, though families are desperate to know if their homes are still standing and if they need to file an insurance claim. 4 News Now digital anchor Rob King talked to the Northwest Insurance Council. They advise that even if you don't know if your home is damaged yet, you should still reach out to your insurance company now because they may be able to help you with the cost of hotels or supplies if you were forced from your home.
Contact your company, make sure they're aware of the loss, and let them help you get started on getting a claim filed and getting immediate financial assistance to help you pay for immediate expenses like where you're going to have to stay in these immediate days surrounding the fire.
The more info you have about what was in your home before the loss, the easier it will be for the claim to process. And to hear more about the warnings about how to prevent getting scammed, watch the full interview. That's available right now on KXLY.com. Next on 4 News Now at 6:30, live updates from the fires raging in Spokane County and how communities are stepping up to help.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Tina, the Tina Turner Musical. See her triumphant story and prepare to be ecstatically blown away direct from Broadway. September 19th through 24th at First Interstate Center for the Arts.
This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. You can go farther, tow more, and bring along everyone you love. Your road to happiness begins in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT Turbo Max pickups, or get $6,000 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
You'll find bright lights and rodeo nights at the Sanders County Fair and Rodeo in Plains, Montana, Labor Day weekend, August 31st through September 3rd. Come out for awesome rodeo action announced by the legendary Bob Tallman. PRCA Rodeo and Youth Mutton Bustin' August 31st, September 1st and 2nd. And don't miss the carnage on the Clark Fork Demo Derby, the biggest in the state when it rumbles the arena, September 3rd. Get your tickets today. Visit SandersCountyFair.com. Stop by the fair office or see us on Facebook and we'll see you at the Sanders County Fair and Rodeo in Plains.
5 stars, all rise for To Kill a Mockingbird. Unmissable and unforgettable. A mockingbird for our moment. Beautiful, elegiac, satisfying, even exhilarating. A New York Times critic's pick. Mockingbird is now the most successful American play in Broadway history. All rise for Aaron Sorkin's great play. Richard Thomas is Atticus Finch in Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird.
December 5th through 10th at First Interstate Center for the Arts. Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
You expect more from local news. 4 News Now delivers.
It's to get you the information you need to plan your day.
We begin with breaking news and the breaking news you need to keep your family safe.
That's what we mean when we say expect more.
A teacher assassinated.
Somebody unleashed a withering barrage of gunshots at close range.
Next, Inside Edition. Was she shot 10 times because of her romantic involvement with a student? Why he is now being called the prime suspect.
He has maintained his innocence from day one.
Then, teen lifeguard struck by lightning.
She just got struck by lightning.
Watch the next Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7. Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
4 days, 3 sleepless nights, and thousands of acres burned across the inland Northwest. Thank you for being with us at 6:30 tonight. I'm Kirsten O'Connor. Let's get you up to speed on the wildfires in our region. Nearly 4,000 people forced to evacuate can now return to their homes in Medical Lake. Evacuations have been downgraded to level 1 for the north part of Medical Lake and northeasternmost side of the zone. Our Jordan Smith is live tonight in Medical Lake with that update.
Yeah, after a grueling 4 days, close to 4,000 residents able to return home here. And as we're allowed back in Medical Lake, we can see just how close some of these flames got to these buildings. This is the elementary school here behind me. You can see those flames really boarded up to that building and miraculously were diverted away. This building's still in good shape here. And the other thing we wanted to show you is just how quickly these utility service providers were getting to work here. This is the old power line that was torn down and a brand new one was constructed just to try to get more power in a faster way to these residents returning home here tonight. And again, a really remarkable turnaround from what we saw on Friday when those flames forced close to 5,000 people. The fire crews have been working on the Gray Fire. And meantime, those dozens of utility workers we were talking about working around the clock, clearing out those broken power lines as we just showed you, gas leaks and trees that posed a threat. And some of those utility workers were working despite having lost some homes of their own. Now, as people do return home here tonight, they will have full power, sewage, and gas. That's the first good news, I think, for a while for a lot of people returning home. But as we mentioned here at the top of the newscast, Sheriff Knowles mentions that these evacuation orders are subject to change. This fire is very much active, burning that direction. So if anything does change, we'll keep you in the loop. But in the meantime, a lot to celebrate with these families finally able to return home after having evacuated. In Medical Lake tonight, Jordan Smith, 4 News Now.
Jordan, thank you. The state of emergency continues all the way north near Elk, where over 10,000 acres have burned since last Friday. A large area is still under the Go Now evacuation orders. People are asked to stay out of these areas in red that are on your screen right now for your own safety. Our Peter Troy's live in Elk tonight, where crews are continuing that firefight. Peter, do we have any updates on this fire?
Yeah, well, looking so far, the skies are starting to clear a little bit here in Elk right now. And I spoke with firefighters with DNR today who tells me air resources have been very limited because of the heavy smoke in the air. And thankfully, we saw many aircraft just flying above and making drops on these flames. And I asked DNR about the biggest challenge that crews are facing to contain these flames. And he says that some of the burning areas are very steep, and which makes difficult for crews to bring the firefighting gear. And that's why it's taking longer to knock down these flames. DNR also says crews on the ground are working to focus on protecting structures and building containment lines along the southwest, south, and east side of the fire. Now, of course, the DNR says that the rain always helps, and they're hoping to have rainfall today and tomorrow. And we'll keep you updated on this wildfire here and online as well. Live in Elk, Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
Peter, thank you. And we are all watching the sky tonight, not just for the firefighting aircraft, but for signs of relief from this smoke. Finally, some rain in the forecast. Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker joins me now with your first alert forecast.
Well, we are starting to see our hopes of getting any precipitation in the Spokane area this evening evaporate. On our radar right now, you can see things really tapering off after a day of very light precipitation over the Palouse and the central panhandle, but there is more hope coming overnight. Here's a look at our forecast radar. As one area of precipitation moves out of the region, we are looking to the south for another round of showers to develop overnight and the potential for some thunderstorms through tomorrow morning. Here's 9 o'clock Tuesday morning with a chance of rain once again. Now, here is one very beneficial thing that we have received, a relative humidity boost. You keep in mind that at this time on Friday, these numbers were in the single digits in many locations, getting as low as 4% right around the fire. So we've had a big improvement in the amount of moisture in the air, even though none of that has reached the ground right around Spokane as of yet. Our air quality continues to improve as well. In fact, the boxes on this map need updated. Those orange boxes in Spokane should be yellow now. This is just updated here in the last few minutes. So we are continuing to see our air quality improve, although that is going to be a challenge as long as the fires still burn. The air officials still calling for unhealthy air at times tomorrow, and in fact we will bring in another round of wildfire smoke tomorrow morning, but we'll more likely be in that moderate to unhealthy for sensitive groups range for most of the day. A high tomorrow of 74 degrees. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast, plus hope for more precipitation in the 8 to 14-day outlook. Kirsten?
All right, thank you, Chris. Well, the Gray Fire has affected mail delivery for nearly 600 addresses in Medical Lake. For now, everyone should pick up their mail at the Medical Lake Post Office. If your home was severely damaged, you can arrange for your mail to be delivered to a temporary location at the post office. Normal delivery will start as soon as the roads are clear and it is safe to do so. In a time of great need in our community, businesses and lots of people are ready to give, even when those who may need it may not even know what's happening next. A lot of people know the saying from Mr. Rogers, who said, in times of crisis, find the helpers. And that's what we want to do. Many families are hurting right now, and businesses and organizations are raising money and donating products to those impacted by the fires. Our Vanessa Perez has the story.
Eli is one of those businesses throwing its support behind fire victims. It's hoping to raise $50,000, but it seems like it's on track to raise way more than that. Businesses are banding together to offer support and hope during a life-changing time. A long road to recovery for families who have lost so much.
There's a lot of despair. Sometimes you don't have much and then you lose that, and that is not only your financial security to your emotional security.
No Light Brew House is hoping to raise $50,000 over the next couple of days. $15,000 in donations already pouring in early Monday.
Too much is given, much is expected, and I think that's kind of, as No Eye feels and a lot of businesses here, that's what we do, and it's just part of being a part of something bigger than yourself.
Showing families the community cares in such a time of need. Little Noodle in the Garland District and Garden Party are donating a portion of its food and beer sales this week. Owner Kadra Evans was born and raised in Elk and has strong ties to Medical Lake.
Really I have goosebumps from how awful this is and no way to help. So this is just the little thing I can do, and trying to find more ways to help out. I would love any ideas.
People who bring in canned food will receive a 5% discount on their order. The support extends to Project Beauty Share. The organization that collects hygiene products year-long is doing the same for fire victims. It needs brand new items such as feminine products, body lotion, shampoo, deodorant, lip balm, and more.
We do this, day in and day out, but when this arises and this crisis in the whole city of Spokane is affected, it affects us deeply, and we want to be able to help out and give back in a big way.
As families grapple with the loss, a community is wrapping its arms around them. Reporting in Spokane, Vanessa Perez, 4 News Now.
Well, Spokane Mayor Nadine Woodward is defending herself, issuing a second statement in just the last hour, condemning a former state representative after the two of them were seen on stage praying at a far-right religious rally in Spokane Sunday night.
That you would give them supernatural discernment. You would increase their faith. You would increase their joy, that they could laugh in the middle of crisis, Lord God.
That is embattled State Representative Matt Shea, who was condemned by his own party for religious extremism. He is praying over Mayor Nadine Woodward at that rally last night. The rally was put on by a man defined as a Christian nationalist whose rallies started as a way to protest COVID restrictions. And after the speech, you can see Mayor Woodward hugging Shea as she exited the stage. Her presence and connection with Shea drew sharp criticism online, and from her opponent for mayor, Lisa Brown, said, quote, "The mayor should be disavowing Matt Shea as an anti-woman, anti-LGBTQ extremist associated with political violence." Monday, Woodward denied knowing what the event was about. She said, quote, "I am deeply disturbed that Matt Shea chose to politicize a gathering of citizens who joined yesterday to pray for fire victims and first responders." Then she criticized Brown, saying Brown chose to distract from the fire response. And since 5 o'clock, Mayor Woodward issued a second statement. You can read it online on this story on KXLY.com. The Pac-12 shakeup continues as today University of Washington Athletic Director Jennifer Cohen departed for another school on the West Coast. Coming up in sports, Alex Crescenti tells us why she's leaving the Emerald City.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Mysticwa Casino Hotel in Chewelah.
Make your hard-earned dollars go further during the Labor Day sale at Furniture Row. Shop today, because the more you buy, the more you save. I saved $100. I saved $200. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend on living, dining, bedroom, and mattresses.
We saved $300.
Check out doorbusters while they last. Plus 4 years, no interest. Shop the largest selection at the lowest prices guaranteed. The Labor Day sale on now at Furniture Row.
Get $200 with a new checking account from Horizon Credit Union. We're here to guide you towards your dreams and put some extra cash in your pocket. Sign up in branch or online with the Get 200 promo code today.
The new double pepperoni Crazy Crust pizza is so nice, we pepperonied it twice. With classic and old world pepperoni, sprinkled with toasted cheeses and garlic parm crust you've got to see in slow-mo. Available for $8.99 only at Little Caesars.
Pizza. At Kaiser Permanente, we care for all those who make your family, well, your family. That's why all of us work together to give them the care and caring that any family would. Kaiser Permanente, for all that is you.
Whether it's a nasty spill, a mess from your pet, or it's been way too long since your last professional cleaning, schedule your appointment with the experts at Zero Res, and we'll do the dirty work for you. Zero Res, a smarter, lasting clean.
America, come along with our adventure seekers, the Sanchez family, and discover summer with the Ford F-150. See how available features like Pro Trailer Backup Assist make backing up as easy as turning a knob. Watch as Pro Power on board lights up the night. And Ford Blue Cruise makes driving even more fun.
Now cruising.
Lease a well-equipped 2023 F-150 for just $399 a month for 36 months, only at your local Ford dealer.
Next DT, a Beverly Hills Housewives Vegas residency rehearsals.
This is a party.
Erica Jane on her weight loss controversy and her love life today. Next DT.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30. 4 News Now Fire Watch coverage.
That fire has grown exponentially.
With resources on TV, online, and on the go with the 4 News Now app. Fire Watch coverage to keep you safe. That's what we mean when we say expect more on 4 News Now.
I'm going to start off with some good news. Our air quality in Spokane County is now just barely in the unhealthy for sensitive groups range at 105. That's county-wide. Much of the county is in this moderate range. If you looking out the window and see those gray skies, it is not wildfire smoke for the most part. It is rain that will eventually bring us some precipitation, hopefully. So far, it's been a little bit of a bust in Spokane. We have cleaner air coming in. Rain showers likely overnight through tomorrow morning. Then our odds begin to go down. It's going to be a cool Tuesday. That is great for firefighters. We'll keep those relative humidity values high. Then we head into some drier weather starting Wednesday and eventually some warmer weather as well. Forecast radar tonight, overnight, we've got more wet weather coming. Here's 8 o'clock tomorrow morning with a chance of rain throughout eastern Washington and possibly some thunderstorms as well. And then that will begin to taper off a little bit. Finally, we are dry by tomorrow evening and should be staying dry for a couple of days before our next slight chance of rain is back in the forecast on Friday. Here's our chance of precipitation on Tuesday, up at 80% through the morning, then it drops a little bit and then it drops a lot by this time tomorrow. Most likely we are going to be dry across the region. We do have a flood watch in effect for Tuesday until Tuesday night for the area shaded in green on your screen. That's where we've seen some rain today, although very unimpressive totals so far. And that's where we have the best chance of precipitation tomorrow, although a much better chance in eastern Washington than what we've had today. Now we are looking out at our extended forecast, August 29th through September 4th, still in the heart of fire season, and we do have an elevated chance. We're in that medium color green of above average precipitation. That would be fantastic. Above average temperatures, but not as strong a signal. We're just in the lightest orange there, but boy, some wet weather heading into what is one of our smokiest and most fire-prone times of year would be fantastic, because after tomorrow, it's going to be hard to come by. We've got a couple of dry, sunny days. We'll be back up around average by Thursday, and then heading to above average temperatures by Friday with the chance of showers. Only a slight chance, though, 20% chance. And then hot weather heading into the second half of the weekend and early next week into the lower 90s. But boy, today has been a gift with the cooler weather and those increased relative humidities, relatively light winds, and we have the potential to make up a lot of ground tomorrow as well, Kirsten.
We finally saw aircraft in the Oregon Road fire, so yes, you are correct, and thanks for that update, Chris. You'll want to download the 4 News Now weather app and check out the interactive radar to look for any rain or thunderstorms that may be on the way to your neighborhood. Stay updated on the latest weather headlines. Search KXLY in the App Store. Well, we've seen the worst of what fire can do. This is a home burning in the early hours of the Gray Fire Friday night. And while so many people will return to rubble, others are finding the unexpected. Reporter Vanessa Perez witnessed that Sunday as some people were returning to Medical Lake to see what was left of their homes. One woman found this, her grandmother's ring among the debris. Around the nation tonight, mudslides in California. Firefighters trying to escape a large mudslide that trapped them at their San Bernardino County Fire Station. Tropical Storm Hillary unleashing flash floods across Southern California as the system made its historic arrival in the state. Well, President Biden and the First Lady on Maui to tour the damage on the ground and from the air 2 weeks after the devastating wildfires there. Some survivors now questioning the government response, saying they did not receive enough information as the wildfire approached.
There was a lot done wrong. I don't understand the decision not to sound the alarms.
Hawaii's Attorney General says a third-party private organization will investigate the state and county response to the wildfires. And officials there say 85% of the destroyed area has been searched so far. Maui's mayor saying 850 people are still unaccounted for. In addition to those missing, Maui's mayor says 114 people are confirmed killed. Of those individuals, just 27 have been identified and only 11 families have been notified. Here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
At P1FCU, we're all about celebrating your wins, like finding a great parking spot. Yes. Or winning the lottery. Your wins add up, just like earning 3.50% APY in an Ascend checking account. So let's celebrate the wins together. Open your account at p1fcu.org/win. P1FCU, your community, your credit union.
Coeur d'Alene Denture Clinic is locally owned and operated and has been providing personalized, comfortable, and satisfying care to our clients for over 30 years. Our licensed denturists are trained in the latest techniques in the construction, development, and preparatory work of a denture. Full dentures, implant attachments, repairs, fittings, adjustments, we do it all. Every denture is made to look as close as possible to your natural teeth. With our knowledge and friendly staff, competitive costs, and quality of service, you'll leave Coeur d'Alene Denture Clinic smiling.
The Sweet Palace in Phillipsburg, making it fresh for you now 6 days a week. Come and see us.
Tina, the Tina Turner Musical. Tina Turner's triumphant story is live on stage in the mega hit musical direct from Broadway. Prepare to be ecstatically blown away. September 19th through 24th at First Interstate Center for the Arts. On sale now at BroadwaySpokane.com.
He posts his thirst traps in a leather-bound album. If you call him, he'll answer the phone. He gets the early bird special anytime he wants. Florida wants to retire and move to him. He's Gary.
And I'm your first Golden Bachelor.
It's your
Har, family owned since 1930. Go where the builders go.
What are you going to build?
Well, as if the Pac-12 conference saga wasn't already bizarre enough, today we got another wrinkle in the story as University of Washington Athletic Director Jennifer Cohen accepted the same job at USC. Cohen led the Huskies athletic department for the past 7 years, and maybe her most memorable impact is helping move the university from the Pac-12 into the Big Ten this past month. But this is a bit of an odd move because USC is going to be moving to the Big Ten as well next year, but it was hard for the Southern California native to pass up a job like this.
I love to compete. I love to be part of a community, and I absolutely love developing people. Coaches, student athletes, staff, ourselves. That's kind of my why. And that is what drew me to USC.
And we still don't know where the Washington State Cougars will be headed next year, but on Friday we got a better sense of what options the university is currently exploring. University President Kirk Schultz says they have 3 routes as of right now. The first is the most obvious, the Mountain West Conference. The second takes the school out east to the American Athletic Conference. And the third is a merger of all 3 in what Schultz calls the Pac-X.
I think each of those we're pursuing in a parallel pathway. And we want to evaluate what's going to be best for WSU, what's going to be best for our student athletes, what's going to be a good academic and athletic fit. And I think one thing I want to remind everybody is also, you know, we want to be in a position where we control our own destiny as an institution and are not dependent on anybody else. And we want to be in a conference in a place where we can win conference championships.
Now, we know the university is going to take some sort of financial hit as they were so reliant on that media rights deal in the Pac-12, but Schultz says it's still too early to tell what kind of impact it's going to have on campus. Meanwhile, the Cougar football team is busy getting ready for the start of their season. Over the weekend, the team wrapped up the fall camp with their second scrimmage as we saw the offense shine, especially from quarterback Cam Ward, who finished with more touchdowns than incompletions in the scrimmage. But now the focus shifts a little bit away from football to the classroom with the first day of fall semester this morning.
Typically, that is always everyone's worst practice of the year, the first day of school, right? So to get on routine, I think, is the biggest thing, and that's the same thing for coaches. So our players, hey, this is my class schedule, this is when I have breaks, this is when I'm going to study film, this is when I'm at tutors, this is meetings, and really, I think humans are creatures of habit. So the better we can build that routine, get down to fall camp mode where you are football 24/7, and then see a little bit broader spectrum now that school starts.
Now we are out of fall camp. We can officially put up this graphic just 12 days away from the season opener out in Fort Collins against Colorado State.